Yeah, there's a difference between what Al Nassr are prepared to spend and any kind of bid. So the first thing to say is the player in question is Gabriel Martinelli. Arsenal haven't had any Saudi approach and they don't want to sell. But at the right number, they may change their mind. And if that number is 85 million euros, then Arsenal can suddenly fund Rodrygo should he choose to leave Real Madrid. And that's the kind of cards falling or domino effect that you refer to. However, even with Rodrygo, there's no clarity yet because it's all about the Club World Cup. And Rodrygo will only speak to Real Madrid after the tournament, even though my understanding is that Real are prepared to sell for 90 million euros. Now, the reason why I put it in those terms is because Saudi clubs are in a very unique position. And when they want to spend a large amount of money, they have to go to the central funding and request permission to bid if they are to use central funds. And at the moment, all that's happened is Al Nassr have said, we want 85 million in central funds, whether that is on Gabriel Martinelli and all of it, or Luis Diaz, who's their top target, but Liverpool don't want to sell, and Barcelona and Bayern have been told that directly in the last 2 weeks, whether that's on Mohamed Kudus, who Spurs are chasing and is another Al Nassr target, remains to be seen. So the fact that money's been requested is a knock-on effect of the fact that Al Nassr want to get going. Cristiano Ronaldo has renewed. He's got equity in the club, so he can actually have a formal say on transfer business. And because of Al Hilal beating Manchester City, even though this sounds like a strange tangent, Hilal were able to get a loan deal done for Hamdallah, a very prolific striker at Al Shabab. And the only way they could do that was by registering the player. And yet 2 days ago, the Saudi window didn't open until the 20th of July. So what happened was the Saudi FA moved up the window to July the 3rd. And the knock-on effect of that is every single Saudi club are saying, we want to know what our budget is. We don't want to sit around until the 20th. Yeah. If Al Hilal can move on the 3rd of July, we want to move on the 3rd of July. And that's why the budget and potential bids for Al Nassr are clearer. But there's no guarantee yet that it will be a bid on Martinelli because there are other left-sided targets as well. But it's one to watch. And if it is on Martinelli because Luis Diaz is not available, then are Arsenal going to change their not-for-sale stance, knowing a Martinelli exit could potentially, if the bid is that high, fund a move for Rodrygo?
Gabriel Martinelli's Arsenal future is under serious threat as Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr ramp up efforts to sign the Brazilian star in a blockbuster summer move. After being knocked back in their pursuit of Liverpool's Luis Diaz, the Saudi Pro League giants have pivoted to Martinelli, reportedly requesting 85 million euros in central funding to launch a formal bid. With Arsenal actively hunting for a new left-sided forward, dreaming of Rodrygo, but also eyeing Nico Williams and Anthony Gordon, the possibility of Martinelli's exit is gaining traction. Transfer insider David Ornstein has hinted that Arsenal are unlikely to splash big on a new winger unless Martinelli is sold, making the timing of Al Nassr's interest all the more significant. The twist? Ronaldo is said to have a direct hand in Al Nassr's transfer strategy, and Martinelli has now reportedly received his seal of approval. With the Saudi transfer window opening in July and Ronaldo pushing the move, Arsenal fans may be bracing for the shock of seeing one of their brightest stars tempted away, not by a European rival, but by the unstoppable financial force of Saudi football and the lure of playing alongside a legend.